Hey everybody, this is Willie at newandlostcrafts.com. What I'm going to show you today is a really slick way to make a portable, storable, kind of emergency heat. Not even necessarily emergency. This is a nice way to have a little heater on hand, whether it be as an emergency source of heat in your car, or if you're a hunter and have a blind. This is a great way to heat up the chilly hands. So I'm excited to show it to you. I've learned a lot of different ways to do this over the years, and my favorite by far is to use these paint cans. Don't use a used one. Go ahead and go get a brand new one from your hardware store. They'll have this lining that will protect the inside of the can from the fuel that we're going to use. If you just use a coffee can, there's two things about that. First, the lid doesn't seal as well, so I find the isopropyl alcohol, or the fuel, evaporates pretty easily outside of the plastic lids, where this, you're going to use a rubber mallet and tap it on, and just like with paint, it's going to stay sealed for a very long time. And then the lining on the inside of the can is going to prevent that IPA, or that fuel, from rusting the inside of the can, like it would with a coffee can, for example. So keep that in mind. This is the way to go, especially if you're going to store it in the car, or kind of stockpile them a little bit. I do have another can here. So this is the quart size. This is your standard gallon size. The only reason I have this out and wanted to show it to you is that there's a lot of situations when this thing is burning, and I'll show it to you later, it gets pretty hot. So it's nice to have another can to put it inside of, and then you can regulate your heat with that can's lid. So it's nice to have one of these on hand. It's not necessary per se, but this little bad boy will get very hot when it's burning. So let me take a little break here, come back and show you how to make this. Here's how to make this little heater. Go ahead and take your quart can, open it up, and then standard roll of toilet paper. What we want to do is get that cardboard out of the inside. So I'm going to squish it a couple times, just loosen that cardboard up, and just want to separate it from the inside, and it'll typically pull right out. That's the reason I wanted to make this video, is that I've seen a lot of people try to explain that in words, and it's like, well, how the hell am I going to get that out of there? So that's how you do it. Second thing is that you're looking at this going, wow, is that really going to fit in there? And believe it or not, it will. Biggest key is getting it started. So get it started, push the edges around. And what this is going to do, the toilet paper is just going to be a wick. A giant wick for our fuel, which is IPA. And once you get it started, it takes some doing, but that will fit very nicely on the inside of this quart can, with more than enough room for the lid to fit back on. Okay, there you go. You can see that'll fit right back on there. And the next thing we're going to do, I have two little bottles of 70% isopropyl alcohol, or also known as IPA, or isopropyl rubbing alcohol. You can get this stuff from any grocery store, any pharmacy. I typically would use the stronger stuff, which I believe is about 91%, but it's not a big deal. In fact, the 91%, if you have it open for any period of time, is going to absorb water and become weaker anyway. But if I can find it, that's what I use. And so we're going to open one of these guys, take off the little seal, or poke our way through it. I just had some fingernails. Okay. All you're going to do is slowly pour that a little bit at a time into our can and our toilet roll. You can see, hopefully on the video, you know, if I stop for a second, it'll wick up the IPA. We're going to keep doing that until it doesn't wick anymore. You just have a little bit on the surface of the paper in the can. But it takes quite a bit of IPA to do that. That's why I got 2 bottles. Hope you can see that wicking. I guess I'll find out when I put the video together. But okay, you can see that it's not sinking anymore. Have some air bubbles coming out. I'm sure it'll sink a little bit, but that's pretty well moist at this point. I actually made 2 of these things. Wanted to show you. I use this is a rubber mallet just to close it down. That way you don't squish the metal. You know, go ahead and close this up too. But I figured maybe at least a few folks out there didn't know what I was talking about, so I may as well show it. You can get these at any hardware store, just ask for a rubber mallet. Next we will open one of them and light it. Alright, so now we're going to light one of these guys. I brought the gallon size paint can out. Well, we'll see how this plays out. One of the things I discovered in doing this video, the easiest way to open a paint can is there's a specific key for opening paint cans. A screwdriver will work. It's not the greatest thing. You need to be careful and open it a lot of different places so you don't ruin your can. But it'll get done. Just open a lot of different places, okay? Alright, so this is one that I actually burned a little bit earlier. I'm going to use a normal lighter. Takes the flame real easily. This one I just loaded up with a little bit more IPA, so it's going to burn the surface liquid off. But once it hits that wick, you'll get a much nicer flame. We'll let this burn for a little bit. Already a nice hand warmer. Actually, I think what we might do before it gets too warm, go ahead and quench the flame. Let's put it in the bigger can. Oh yeah, and a pointer, once you quench the flame, if it's heated up at all, it makes it really hard to get that lid off again. So keep your opener handy, because it just makes a vacuum. So let's go ahead and light it in here. This is kind of a nicer scenario, easier to control. This isn't going to get as hot as that little can, but you certainly don't need this big one. But the thing that's cool is that you can, kind of control what's going on. I can easily imagine building something to cook on with this. Haven't done that yet. Don't know why. I actually really like these things. But let me let that burn down for a little bit, and I'll show you what the, once it's really going, what it looks like. Now, keep in mind this is still going to get hot, but not as hot as the little can. Okay, everybody, this is what it looks like after it has settled down a bit. Like I said, brand new heater can. that had, you know, a good amount of IP on top. And so it took a while to settle down. So this is what it looks like. And you can regulate it a bit with the top. You can also easily put it out with the top. And that's about it. So, fantastic little heater. I'm always curious if other folks out there have different experiences and, you know, any advice for me also. I guess I just kind of know what I know. So if you can add to this, please comment either on YouTube, if that's where you're finding this, or on my blog where you're finding this. And if you like this, please come to my blog, www.newandlostcrafts.com, and sign up, check out my other videos, and you can even subscribe to get video updates. So thanks for visiting. Hope this was fun, and thanks for watching. Bye.